Thanks for staying with us. The trial of former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede and her 21 co-accused resumed in the KwaZulu-Natal High Court today. Her co-accused include former municipal manager Sipho Nzuza and some former ANC councillors. They face charges including fraud and corruption in connection with a multi-million rand waste removal tender in 2017. Let's discuss this now. We're joined by legal analyst and Donda attorneys managing director Melusi Xulu. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. The state has always maintained from the beginning that it has irrefutable evidence that could see the 22 behind bars for a long time. Yet there were times, and we're still not sure what's happening with the witness Umbuso Ngcobo, because at some point he was not well, and now he was their first witness, but he's not there. So how crucial is his evidence?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the viewers at home. His evidence is crucial because he was the one that was heading the unit for investigations in terms of the city integrity investigations unit. So he was the one that was heading the investigation, and the only challenge is his testimony. Sometimes it starts and then it doesn't continue. Then you have to bring a second witness, and then today there was a third witness, Mr. Ibrahim. So he still has to testify, because remember, when he last finished testifying, he was sick. He couldn't come in. That's why Mr. Hitler had to come in from the same unit. He's a senior investigator. So at this moment, we know that last week he resigned from his post as he's heading at CIIU. And now it's not clear if he's going to come back soon. The state will have to be clear about it, because he's one of the key witnesses. So we still have to hear from the state if he's soon, or they're gonna just finish the other witnesses until they come back to him, because he has not finished with him.
And there's also, of course, the issue, not only around his resignation, but also some reports suggesting that he may be receiving some threats and all of that. Of course, this is all unverified. If that, of course, are these developments around him, including the resignation, does that have any impact at all on this particular trial?
Well, we first have to look at the fact that he has resigned because of threats, but it's not clear whether it's threats regarding this particular trial or it's threats regarding to investigations that he's currently doing. So that's not clear. But let's say it's to do with his trial. We've heard that, or we've seen every time he comes to court, he has a protection unit that protects him. I'm sure the state will ensure that maybe they beef up his security if there are such threats coming. And he will have to continue to testify. But as I said, the state will have to be clear why he has not come back, or whether he's still sick.
And, when we look at this particular trial, one thinks about the defense and what appears to be their strategy thus far. They seem to be focused a lot more on the processes and very little on the evidence at hand. And they're looking at some of these processes and trying to poke holes there. And, of course, looking at some of the technicalities. Is that reading correct?
Yes, that's correct. For now, that's what we are seeing. And let's look at it this way. A trial is a marathon. So it may be that for now, that is the strategy that they are using. Because if you remember, Advocate Naidu SC, he was attacking the fact that the forensic investigation company, which is Integrity Forensic Services, the way that they were brought in to investigate this alleged corruption cases was not proper. So it might have been flouted how they were brought into the case. So we will have to look at that, how that affects the whole case, because IFS, as is abbreviated, they are the main people who investigated the whole case. But there is an issue with how they were technically brought into this case.
And I wonder then, looking at this particular matter and its importance thereof, how critical will it be for the state to present this irrefutable evidence that is directly linking the group to the alleged crimes, or can we see circumstantial evidence here? Will it be enough?
Direct evidence is important, but also circumstantial evidence can assist. But it's more important at least to have direct evidence, because let us remember the standard of criminal cases is that the case must be proved beyond reasonable doubt. So if there are doubts in the case that are being seen, it might affect the state's case in a negative way. For example, there's something very important that was asked by Advocate Madonsela. I'm sure it has not been expanded as much, but what he asked was for his client, which is Mr. Sipho Nzuza. It is stated that he was involved in how this tender was awarded, the DSW tender. But he stated that he was not part of the BAC, which is the bid adjudicating committee. So he's asking, why are those people who were part of the committee not also part of this case? So there are a few other technicalities beyond the one about IFS. But as I said, a criminal trial is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So we just have to see it as it comes, and not make make a decision to say this is how it is. It will flow as it.
And it's going to be interesting to see what else is up their sleeves, as far as evidence is concerned, but as far as the defense is concerned as well, in order to try and poke hole in this particular matter. But thank you so much for your time, Kabash. Do appreciate it. That was legal analyst and Donda Attorneys Managing Director, Melusi Xulu.